we see a Wolverine who does suffer, who is in peril, because he's always healed before, but things are a little different in this movie, right?
Well, I don't want to give anything away, but I think that one of the things that we wanted to explore in this film that was resonating throughout Claremont Miller, and I think is a big issue for any character that doesn't die, that can recover from any injury, or in Logan's case, I guess almost any injury, is how do you go on living when everyone you know and love fades away? What is that like? You know, we've seen even in the first Origins and in the other X-Men and in our film, we see Logan's been present through history. And we know through the comic books he's been present through history. He's been here a long time. But what's that like? Falling in love, losing the people you care about, watching people die and having to start again. And let's be honest, Logan isn't exactly the most socially adept character we've ever seen in comic books. So when you lose the people you're intimate with, at some point you start to withdraw and get low. And it was our decision when we decided where we're going to start this film in relation to the timeline of everything else, that we were going to begin when Logan's lost everybody. Fantastic. He's lost everybody. The X-Men, Professor X, Jean Grey, by his own hand, in fact. And so when we find him in the Yukon as Claremont Miller begins, we're finding also a character who has retreated from relationships with other living people. But Logan loves women. Logan has always loved women. If there's one place, yeah. I mean, you comment on.
Yeah, no, we talked about this right from the beginning. It was another thing, apart from the relationship with Jean Grey, I felt we could go way further with it, and is in the DNA of the comic book series, is that his saving grace and his kryptonite is women. So finally in this movie there are 4 incredible female characters. There is, as you saw briefly there, Jean Grey is back. You get to understand probably more of that relationship, what it means to him. But there are 3 other great female characters, and personally and on behalf of Wolverine, that was a great thing.
This is a little specific, but the claws look different this time around.
We retooled them a little, just a little. We did a couple things. I think you might notice the hair is a little less
nutty,
80s rock. And the claws I actually went back and we had props. I was just looking at detailed drawings in Claremont Miller and saying there's a lot more bevels and a lot more stuff happening on these blades. The blades in the comic book were more lethal from every direction. And the ones that I had seen when they brought out the ones that they had used in previous films, it looked like you could only get cut one way. Well, we wanted to make it you could get cut 2 ways. So
3.
There's
saying yes.
A lot of puncture wounds. Yes. Yes. And some real puncture wounds, let me tell you. I have punctured my thighs, my forehead. Mystique double got it in the arm, so I'm a little dangerous with those claws. But so in the making of and also in the movie, there's quite a lot of puncture holes.
But the point I was making is that fight between those two. Hiroyuki is one of the great swordsmen and martial artists of Japan and a great action star there. And Hugh, and he deserves it. He's amazing and has a canon of films behind him. And that fight with long sword and short sword and claw was something to behold and is on the film, but was also something, me kneeling beside the camera, to behold in real life, because these two badasses were going at it with blades, and it was just about staying out of each other's way. Those were sharp.
Jeff, hang on. Sorry, I've just got one little thing to add. It's not very often I'm here, but listen. One of the great things that being in movies like this, these big blockbusters, playing a character like this has afforded me is the opportunity to do other things. I've had great opportunities which this role has offered me. And particularly being able to do smaller, more indie movies. And I hope you don't mind, Jeff. I certainly hope Fox doesn't mind. But I'd love to take this opportunity to introduce you to the director of a movie I've got coming up. It's a smaller movie, and I'd like to bring him out on stage. It won't take long. Ladies and gentlemen, Bryan Singer.
Whoa! Bryan Singer.